Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. With myself, Ben Lathe, I wanted to use carbide bits, and I came up with a way of sharpening the old carbide bits that I had stored away from years ago. It involved using a diamond plate. This was a 4-sided diamond plate. And it took about a half an hour a bit, and that's saying that the bit wasn't broken. I thought, man, I got some that are, there's a 1/16 of an inch of carbide busted off the edge, and they're going to have to be basically restructured. And running those across the gray wheel, I was going to go through a lot of gray wheels. Then I had an epiphany. I thought, why not use a diamond wheel? Diamond wheels are expensive. Or are they? Then I remembered that I had this set of diamond wheels. I'd purchased them with the idea of using them in an air grinder. They've got a 1/4-inch shank on the mandrel. I was going to use them to make larger engravings in stone, but that kind of died out in the interest level and I really hadn't gotten to it. But I thought, these carbide wheels would sharpen carbide, I'm sure. So last night I set up a mandrel on the wood lathe and tried it. Worked pretty good. I'll show you how I did it. The wheels held onto the mandrel with this little washer and a Phillips head screw, which doesn't seem like a very sturdy way of doing it, but it works. And all I needed was a way to hold the mandrel in the spindle. And I settled on using a Jacob's chuck. Now, one thing about a Morse taper on a Jacob's chuck, a Morse taper on a Jacob's chuck is fine for load going this way. You don't want to put any side load on it. It'll walk its way right on out of the chuck. Tighten the mandrel into the Jacob's chuck with a key. Then I put a live mandrel in the tailstock and ran it up against the head of the screw. Just enough to give it some pressure. All that's for is to hold the Jacob's chuck into the headstock. This carbide bit has got a pretty good chunk out of it. That would take me quite a while to wear away with the gray wheel and the grinder. And doing that by hand, I don't even want to think about it. The reason I'm using the wood lathe, it's got a nice high-speed spindle in it. I always leave power equipment unplugged just in case I bump into the switch somehow. I don't want to have things starting up accidentally. This Delta lathe goes anywhere from 500 up to 2,000 RPM, and I got this set about 1,500. It's taking that bit down pretty quickly. It does something that the diamond plate finds a little bit hard to do. that wheel, I can cut a radius on the end of the bit. And just that quick, I've got an edge again. Let's see how it cuts. Nice little shaving coming off of there. Pretty good finish too. I could have set up the mandrel in the metal lathe just as easily as I could in the wood lathe, but then I would have had to tear down the metal lathe each time I wanted to sharpen a bit. This way, I was able to use both machines, which not everybody has, and I was able to sharpen the bits while I was running. But that's not the only way to skin a cat. If all you have is a drill motor, that'll work too. Now, you probably want to clamp this down in a vise some way. This particular drill motor doesn't have a way to lock down the trigger, so you either have to tape the drill trigger down or clamp it in some way so that it'll keep running. Or you could just hold it in one hand and sharpen with the other if you're better at it than I am. So that's a couple of quick and easy ways that you can sharpen a carbide bit using minimal investment. If you're one of those lucky few that has the money to spend, you can buy a $120 Norton grinding wheel. That's a nice job. Of course, you're going to need to have a grinder to hold it, and that can cost you anywhere from $500 used on up. I don't know exactly how much those things can go for. They'll let you pay them anything you want to. Or you can go down to Harbor Freight and buy this $14.99 hand stone, four-sided hand stone, or just get the 200 grit diamond stone someplace. This one's $14.99. I don't know how much they are other places. Or you can spend $8.99 and buy one of these diamond wheels. Works really good. It's all up to you and how you want to go about doing things. Main thing is getting the job done, doing what you need to have done. If you have any suggestions for a new video or questions about today's video or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments below. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.